Weddings vary across religion, region, and ethnicity. Indian weddings especially are very different and involve many rituals and colorful traditions. Indian weddings are a really big deal in the Hindu culture, and they can typically last up to a week. This includes the pre-wedding, the actual wedding ceremony, and post-wedding festivities. The first pre-wedding ritual is the Mandap Muhurat. This is a prayer that the families of the bride and the groom perform in their homes a few days before the wedding. The families pray to Lord Ganesh, a Hindu god that is believed to remove all the obstacles if you seek his blessing. A priest is often called to perform this prayer. The other prayer is the Graha Shanti. This ritual comes from the belief that the stars and the constellations have a huge influence on the lives of human beings, and any disturbance in the stars can cause a harm or clash in the marital relationship. The purpose of the prayer is to bring peace among the stars. And that's literally the name of the prayer. Graha means stars and Shanti means peace. The next ceremony is the Pithi ceremony. This is where both the bride and the groom are covered in a yellow powder that is made into paste. It's made out of turmeric. And this is usually fun for the bride's family because they can spread all this Pithi on them everywhere. And the bride and the groom have their own ceremonies and usually invite their close family and friends only. The Pithi is used to cleanse the bride and groom before the wedding day, and the paste is said to brighten and soften the skin, so on the wedding day they will have a sort of glow. The next ceremony is the Mehndi ceremony. And in this ceremony, the bride's hands and feet are covered in intricate designs with mehndi, also known as henna, and the female and the family friends are also invited to have their hands done as well. It's said that the darker the mehndi comes on the skin on the bride, the more the groom loves her. The next event is the Garba Ras event. The Garba is usually held the night before the wedding, and it involves a lot of dancing. It provides the families to get to know each other and have some fun before the wedding. The main event is Ras, which is a dance involving pairs of people and dandiya sticks, which you can see in their hands right here. And the dance involves hitting your partner's sticks while following the rhythm of the music. This is one of my favorite parts of the wedding. So finally comes the wedding day. The bride usually wears a red sari and wears a lot of gold jewelry. She tends to look very rich and beautiful. And the males also usually wear red and beige, and their dress is called a sherwani. The next part of the wedding is the arrival of the groom. This is called the barat. So the groom usually arrives on either in a car or horseback or even a carriage, and everyone gathers together and dances, and they go to the wedding location. Traditionally, Gujarati people, they did not marry someone from their own town, so the barat signified the groom entering the bride's village. So that's where the tradition originated. The next part is the arrival of the groom at the actual wedding location. The mother-in-law will perform a prayer in front of him and will playfully try to grab his nose, as you can see in the right. This tradition reminds the groom that he's come rubbing his nose at their door, asking for their daughter's hand in marriage. The next step in the ceremony is when the groom is actually arrives at the mandap. The mandap is the area where the actual ceremony takes place, as you can see in the left side. The bride and the groom usually sit right next to each other in these chairs. So once the groom is sat down, the bride arrives with her uncle. In an American wedding, it's usually her dad, but in an Indian wedding, it's her uncle. And when she reaches the mandap, there's usually a curtain separating the bride and the groom, kind of like the veil in an American wedding. And when the priest begins the ceremony, the curtain is lowered and they exchange garlands, as you can see in this right side. The next step is the Hastamilap. This is whenever the groom's scarf is tied to the bride's sari, which symbolizes the union of their two souls. Then after this is the Mangal Sutra. It's usually a gold necklace, like as you can see here. It's kind of like how a wedding ring works, except the groom doesn't receive one. It symbolizes love, trust, and happiness. The next part is Mangalfera. The bride and groom are supposed to circle the fire in the middle 4 times, and each of them signifies something else. One round signifies dharma, the other one arth, the third kama, and the fourth moksha. And they all have different meanings, as you can see here: righteousness, wealth, desire, and liberation. After that, after the wedding is over, a reception is usually held just like an American wedding. Here, people eat good food, listen to speeches from their family members, and dance to celebrate the newlyweds. And that's pretty much a Indian wedding. Thanks for watching.